Hello, everyone. It's Crippany and Tina
Cello.
back at you doing another live. Actually, this is a holiday live, so we all festive. You can see our Christmas trees. We don't have one up this year. We got two of them up, and I got my Christmas
We
mood shirt on.
we just skipped Thanksgiving. That's supposed to be coming up. So
Yeah.
we just skipped Thanksgiving totally, I guess.
So we hope everybody's having a wonderful day. You guys are safe. If you guys are with us, give us a thumbs up. Let us know where you guys are from.
Yes.
And hopefully everything is going good. And you guys are neck of the woods, and you guys are in the best of health.
Make sure you're checking in the chat, and then you're saying hi and telling us who's here, and especially like you said, where you're from. We want to know. I like to know who we're talking to.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know we're talking to just somebody from
To ourselves.
So lately, Tina, we've been getting a lot of rain here lately.
Oh yeah.
It's been raining for last week, and then we're supposed to get another group of rain for another week. But you know what? I'd rather see the rain than see the snow
You got that right.
and the ice cold like it is going to be in Chicago, New York, Buffalo, snowstorm, the whole 9 yards. We ain't having it.
Yes, I definitely second that emotion. I would much rather be here in the rain and the relaxation because, I mean, hey, we got a car. We get everything done and get in the house and enjoy the day and
There you go.
look outside
save
and
gas
watch the rain. That's us.
Yeah. So we're just so happy just to be
It's
home
been a little
relaxing.
chilly, though.
Yeah, I mean, the weather's changing a little bit. But you know what? Just 3 months ago, Tina, they was complaining about the drought.
Yeah, and the heat.
And the
all
heat.
That, yep.
So now the rain is coming. They're complaining about the rain. I mean, sometimes you just can't.
Hey, I'm happy for the rain. It's great
I
for
love it.
vegetation. And it's great. Jose said, greetings from cold Illinois. Yes, our daughter already told us it's snowing out there.
And get ready for the snow, man, because I hear it's coming your way.
Yeah. But even though normally we talk a lot about Portugal, we started with the weather, just kind of little icebreaker, give you guys time to get in here and on the live so that we can talk because a lot of stuff's been happening in the DR.
A whole lot. We've been finding out about this. Some safety issues are happening right now. And
I have to say, I'm actually very happy with my choice to leave. After
you know
the
what?
stuff that I've been hearing over the few months, because I let this stuff build up and build up. Sometimes I don't believe the hype right away. I start looking up, me and my facts and figures. I've been online like you guys should be all the time, checking out, especially if you're one of the ones that was thinking that you wanted to live out there in the Dominican Republic, and you're still, or if you're one of the ones that are on the fence. But if you're one of the special chosen that said, hey, no, DR is not even on my radar. I'm coming over to Portugal. All of this will still apply because those will think I made the right decision by thinking Portugal. The ones that are on the fence, this might be the decision that you needed to push you on either side of the fence. And the ones that are thinking they're still going to go there, maybe it'll give you something to think about and chew on, right?
Well, you know what? Everybody, you don't have the option, to go wherever you want to go, live where you want to live. That's totally up to you. But this channel is to equip you and prepare you. So when you get where you're going,
Right.
that you'll know what to expect. Everybody's got to make their own decision. Everybody's got to make their own choice based on their budget and everything else that they're dealing with.
And Robert says, glad to see you guys doing well. Blessings to you guys in the family. Blessings to you too, Robert. Where are you from, though? Let me know in the comments again. Where you from? Where you at? What's the weather over there?
I hope you ain't from Buffalo, that's for sure.
Right? Jeez, no.
If so, you be stuck in that snow like anybody else. Stuck in that snow. Thumbs up, you guys.
Yes.
Thumbs up. Thank you.
So while we're sitting here thinking still about, let some people get in. Let's talk about this because you know me, I always got a little bit of a gripe. He's a nice guy. I ain't so nice. We all know this, right? If you watch the channel, I'm the real one. I'm not as nice as him. So recently I had a viewer, and you know who you are because you got blocked on comments. But why did you get blocked? I'm gonna let you know. If you're watching a video from the DR, clearly we haven't been in the DR in over a year and a half.
Over a year and a half now.
So if you're watching something where we were talking about, say, cost of living or something like that, there is always a spot on the video before you even click it or decide to watch that tells you how old the video is, right? We all check the dates to see if we're seeing the most current, information about the country. At least I do. I check to see, well, how long ago was that? We had somebody comment on a video that was all the way back in 2020. All the way, like it was so many years, but it was 2 years, right? It was so long ago. Oh, look at your cat trying to get in the tree. You might want to. Cats love Christmas trees. If you guys don't have cats, you should know. Nana said, hi, Nana. Okay, so the guy sees the video on cost of living in 2020, and he starts on a rampage about how we're not saying accurate numbers and that's not how much it costs and this is how much it costs. And I'm like, bro, and that's me, in case he's on here. It was me talking to you, not the nice guy. It was me commenting back because I'm the one that answers everything. And I said, bro, you're watching a video from like 2 years ago, like before COVID and actually during COVID, where eating out was real cheap. Why? People were desperate and needed the business, right? And even then, it was really before prices really went crazy. 2019, 2020, stuff was pretty cheap. I mean, I can't speak on it now because I don't live there now. So, of course, I'm looking up facts and figures like you guys online. But he goes in on the comments about how, we're being deceitful, basically. You called me a liar. I'm gonna let you know. You didn't say it, but you did. So I got with you. You wasn't accepting that. You said you're there now. Crimea River, Justin, you decided to pick that and go live there. So what the prices are now, of course, they're going to be different. You're talking now 2 years later after the Holocaust. I mean, literally the bomb of COVID, right? And the costs rising. So now you're there and you're like, no, it costs this much. And he said something that I really didn't believe until I spoke, and we'll get into that, but we spoke to some people who are right now here in Portugal, but are moving from the Dominican Republic, get the hell out of there and move here to Portugal. And the guy says, you can't live, the viewer that had so much to say, you can't live in, he lives in Santiago. You can't live in Santiago for less than 3,500. If you do, you're poor. So then my question is, if people live, Dominicans live every day on $600, $700, $800 a month, then what are you trying to say?
Yeah.
Because they don't live a pauper life. They live a normal life. They do what they can. They go where they can. They buy what they can. They entertain when they can, So what are you trying to say? Just because you can't live. That's the thing, because you can't live at 3,500 or less. You think nobody can. But here's the thing. When we lived there, we lived at 2,000, sometimes under that. I say 2,000 when we were shopping and doing things, and a little bit over if we were buying a whole bunch of stuff, because I factored that all in. And we've said that in a lot of our videos, we're factoring in startup costs and this and that. So the fact that he said that, I was just like, 3,500, damn, how much has stuff gone up?
And we live well and we save money.
Right.
I mean, we saved up a grip amount, way more money than we'd have stayed, we made than we've stayed in the United States. That's for sure.
Right.
Saved a whole lot more money. So I mean, I don't know how he spent his money.
Well, the prices have gone up, so that's what we're going to talk about. And like the couple told us that's moving out here, what they say? They said they were like, it's so expensive to go into a grocery store. Remember they were saying
that's what they said.
It's so expensive to go out. Restaurants are so high, and I was just like, wow. And that really gave me a reality check, because I was like, you know what? That's nothing but confirmation that I made the right decision at the right time to move out of there. You know what I'm saying? And then here we are moving out of there and getting back here in just the right time before those prices really got outrageous, because I'd have been there packing that stuff with a quickness trying to get out of there.
Yeah, for sure. For certain.
With those prices going up. So I wanted to know, because me and facts and figures and looking stuff up. I wanted to know actual facts, figures, how much we're talking inflation-wise, consumer prices, how much have they gone up, interest rates, what's really happening in the DR. Because we know although we are very transparent, and when
Mhm.
we were there, we said, like, yeah, the prices, they've gone up a little bit.
Mhm.
Groceries, they're saying that it's because of COVID. Remember, they were always
Mhm.
saying gas to get the stuff in from the farms costs so much more. That's why your prices are higher.
Mhm.
Chickens, we went through a shortage, and so chicken prices have gone up. So we've always said, but I have seen a lot of YouTubers that are still out there that are not talking about these price raises.
Right.
They're
right.
not talking about how much more it costs to live there. They're still under the guise that you could live for like $500,000, $800,000 a month. And I'm sure if you lived very minimalistic or like they do, which I wouldn't do, but if you want to live like they do, then I'm sure, if your life is going to be there, then sure, I'm sure that they could live for that much. But let's be real. How many of us are willing to lose our comfortable lifestyle, especially in retirement, to live like that?
When you retire, you expect something different than it was when you're at your job on the grind
Struggling,
every day,
yeah.
struggling on the struggle bus. You expect to relax a little bit, work at your own pace, your own schedule, relax, enjoy some vacations, go to the beach, read a good book. I mean, these things like this, not to be stressed out, have to worry about if somebody's going to break in, if can I afford this, my cost of living, all these kind of things, can I afford my health insurance, all the other kind of things. All that should be considered when you're talking about retirement.
Right, because if I'm going to struggle, then I would just stay in the States.
Yeah, stay in the States.
I mean,
yeah.
So, yeah. So, Jose, I'm going to go to what Jose said, and then I'm going to get back to these inflation rates and everything. So, Jose said, we have increased prices everywhere. Amen to that.
Yes, sir.
However, those of us that have followed your journey and guidance have never been misled. Thanks for sharing your journey. Thank you, Jose.
Thank you.
But so inflation has what they call dipped. So I was like, well, how much is the dip? They said right now it came in at 8.6%, and it was down because they said in around August it was at 8.8. 8.6 is still high, especially for out there. You know what I'm saying? They tend to, again, like I said, not make that much. So any type of rise like that, it's going to affect them. It's going to hit them hard. 8.6 in the States, right? And the 9%, all the stuff that was hitting in the States, you know how hard it feels for you. And you guys make way more than they make
in the DR.
Yes.
Yep.
So when you're talking people who are making, like I said, unfortunately, sometimes less, but $600 to $800 to $900 for a whole month. We're not talking a week, for a whole month. You're talking $600. That's some people's, with a family, that's some people's grocery bill.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? That's like a couple of their utilities. For some people, that's their car and their car insurance alone. So there's no way that we could even fathom living at that much money a month.
Struggle.
So when you tack on that 8.6% of inflation, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
They're on the struggle bus. Straight up. They are on that struggle bus. So I get it. And then they said consumer prices. So now you're talking the stores, the grocery stores, all that. Consumer prices have steady increased. So right now they're at a 0.29%. And they said now, as we saw, that they raised the interest rates in the U.S. Well, guess what? They raised the interest rates in the DR too, because those banks are struggling too. Those people are not spending because they do not have the money to spend. Yes, they're getting a ton of tourism. They ranked #1 in the Caribbean for, people visiting and tourist money and all that. They still got a lot of investors coming, but that's all fine and dandy. But their people, the regular, everyday people are still struggling. And that is what's going to drive your inflation, your consumer prices, and your interest rates. Yeah, it is.
Because the tourists just come and go, and they are
right. Yeah. They spend that money. That's great for those people that own those huge properties. That guy was already living in the mansions in Santiago and in Punta Cana. And he was already living like that. So you didn't do nothing but line his pockets. It's the ones that are waiting on you. The ones that some of these YouTubers tell you don't got a tip. You do. They're struggling like we're struggling.
Yeah, they're trying to make it
in the US. Like everybody, I think in the service industry, you should show courtesy too. But that's just me.
Show some love.
So interest rates, they took 25 points and raised that sucker. They took the interest rate and it was raised by 25 base points. It was at 8.25%. Now it's at 8.5, 8.5.
Yep.
And now you're talking your banks, your home loans, your car loans, the interest rates on their credit cards, all that is being affected. So, I mean, I'm just saying, Abel, you got a lot to say today, Abel. We busy though. I'll get with you later. So again, now you've got they're saying whoop-de-doo, you got a 0.2% lower in inflation, but their consumer prices have risen. The interest has risen. 800K says, hi, Eric and Tina. Quite frankly, since you guys left the country, the cost of living and inflation has gone up the roof. That explains why the rise of crime. And we're getting to that.
We'll get to that.
You're right. Look, you're right with me. That's it.
Thank you.
Because my next point is, and because of that, and because of the low income, because income's not changing. They're still at very low income.
Right.
I can't keep using the story enough, but we were at a winery here. Mm-hmm. And the guy was telling us how his family's from the north, but he moved to way south to work at this winery. And we said, what brought you? What made you move so far? And he said, money. And he goes, I provide for my family, me. So I took this job and, I miss my family and all, but they pay me well. And then he said, but I still have to rely because they pay for him to live there. That's part of his compensation. And so he was saying, he doesn't make a lot. And so when we started telling him what people in the DR made, he said, you know what? That's when God shows up and tells you, you don't have it as bad as you think you have it. Because he said they got it way worse than the DR than we got it here in Portugal. And I said, yeah. I said, just like that. I was like, there you go. See, if that didn't, if nothing else, maybe that helped you out a little bit. Mm-hmm. But violent crime, and that's the two big ones in that right now is armed robbery and homicide. And it has shot up in the Dominican Republic. So they are really pushing the point that to be very vigilant, be very careful, even travelers, because violent crimes, and the two they're talking about is armed robbery and homicide. So those two things have been going up like crazy out there. And I will tell you this, I keep saying to do Dominican Today and to follow their, they have an Instagram for the news out there. And they showed it, they'll show videos like blatant, like robberies, like somebody in Santiago, a fruit vendor, starts his day, of course, they always start their day early in the morning, 6 a.m. He's putting things into the back of his truck. And then all of a sudden this motorcycle just shoots up on him, which he's not paying attention because that's every day. The motorcycle's flying by, stops. Two guys jump off. One guy tries to grab his phone. He hits that guy to try to get him to let it go. Other guy pulls out a pistol over a phone and a couple dollars that he had in his pocket.
He just started his day.
Yeah. 6 o'clock. He didn't even get to start it. Robbed. Somebody's recording it in a building. That's how you see, because they're behind. And the guy, so that no one come out of their apartments or anybody would help him, he shoots up in the air the gun. 6 o'clock in the morning, people waking up to gunshots and a guy getting robbed on the street. That would never happen when we were there. That guy used to come every weekend and during the middle of the week, remember, in Santiago over when we lived in the other apartment?
In Santiago, in Los Jardines.
Yes, in Los Jardines. He drove by every day. Nothing ever, no problems, no nothing. He'd be parked by the park taking his little lunch and people come up and buy fruits and vegetables from him all the time, platen, all that stuff. No problems. Now, all these little, and I'm going to call them punks, these little punks are all trying to get a dollar, because
they broke and they hungry.
Exactly. Well, we want to live that lifestyle. Listen, your few dollars that you think is, well, I only carry around 10, 20 pesos. Yeah, but that 10, 20 pesos, that could be some food they buy at the grocery store or some beers if they're just guys hanging out in the corner.
Or some beans and rice, which will go a long ways for family don't have that.
Yeah. So crime has gone up. You guys need to be very cautious and careful about that. We tell you all the time. The one thing that you can never pay too much for or never get back is your safety in your life. You got to watch out.
And what's the percentage that it went up in the DR?
So they said that when they talk crime rate. So now if you want to talk crime rate, and this really blew me away. This one was a real whoa moment for me. they were comparing the crime rate in the DR and the crime rate in Mexico because everybody always fears Mexico so much.
Yeah,
Mexico usually has the highest, right?
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah.
Right, especially with what's going on. Well, what's always going on out there with the cartel. But they said right now Mexico has a 54% crime rate, right? The DR is at 61%. Let that shit sink in.
7% more?
That's insane.
More crime in the DR than it is in Mexico.
And that's per capita, right? So that's we're talking the whole country and the whole country. Because you were like, well, what part of Mexico? I was like, no, we're talking to all of Mexico and we're talking to all of DR. So before I start getting all the comments, oh, but it's safer in the north, or oh, but it's safer over here. No, we're talking the whole country. I'm not going to be isolated. I'm not going to be, like some people say, oh, no, come over here. You'll be safe. It sounds like no place is safe. And with these prices being jacked on up, like the people were telling us that were here, they came literally right off the plane to Europe and said, nah, man, like the prices are ridiculous. Like we went out to eat with them. And so they saw the prices out here.
And they couldn't believe it.
Yeah, they said, they go, you know how much we would spend on this if we were out? It'd be tons. Remember? And I was like, dang, I was like, how much has it gotten out there? And they're like, it's ridiculous. They can't go to the grocery store without dropping $100 for some small items. Where before, $100, that was food for 2 weeks. Meats, drinks, everything. Little adult libations, all that.
Well, even Jose and Maria was out here. We went to the mall. They looked at those prices. The clothes they could have gotten. Brand new, nice clothes, fashion clothes. They seen the prices that they spent money here. And based on the prices they just spent back there in on the East Coast, but Chicago, Detroit, where they are, Chicago, they seen the prices and it's like, wow, can't wait till we get back out here. Yeah. Whether it's food, clothes, it's just where you are, that determine, how much money you're gonna spend, how much gonna come in your pocket, and you end up paying for stuff. Because like I said, if you're gonna be paying more money living abroad. And if you're gonna be getting into more crime over abroad, then stay in the States.
Yeah,
I might as well stay in the States and keep paying
got that right.
for everything that's happening in the States. Instead of packing up all my stuff and going somewhere else and things are a lot worse. It just don't add up, folks. Right. It don't make no sense.
Right. And another thing is that when you and I were talking about this, remember, I said, I was like, man, all this stuff is happening in the DR right now. I said, can you imagine, because Mr. Abel Martinez, I see them talking about it, but he's doing so much renovations and bringing so much commerce and things like that. But he's also bringing a lot of businesses, which means businessmen, hotels, and also luxury housing. Well, if I was a criminal, I hate to say it, I'd be sitting back like, ooh, yeah, because you're bringing a mall and you guys are going to have Gucci and everything in there. Bet I'm just going to park outside and wait on folks to walk out that mall, and I'm going to rob them. And I'm going to wait for them to get those expensive hotels and apartments over there, and I'm going to rob them. It's honestly going to become an epicenter for crime. It is. Because it's a huge target. You're putting a target, we say all the time, you put a target on your back if you're flashy out there, but that doesn't stop people from buying it. That doesn't stop people from going. People are going to go to those brand new malls because it's flashy, it's new, it's shiny and pretty. Everybody's going to start going to it. And when everybody starts going, so are the criminals. If you think they're not, you're insane. And I dare anybody to ever argue that point with me, because if I'm going to rob somebody, I'm not going to the hood. I already live in the hood and y'all broke like me. Why would I steal from somebody that's broke?
I'm going where money's at.
Exactly. I'm going to go to where the money is. And if that's Santiago or that's certain parts of Santo Domingo, they already know. And with more stuff coming, more crime. If you're already at 61% and you're already 7% higher than Mexico, yeah, it sounds great in theory that all this stuff is being built up in Santiago. Yeah, it might make you want to move out there to the DR and you're thinking, oh, well, I'll have the mall and everything else. But do you want to have to wear a bulletproof vest? You know what I'm saying? And have an armed guard to walk you in and out of the damn mall so you can get, out with your packages?
I mean, extra.
Are they gonna follow me home and make sure I get in the house? Like,
because if you got nice stuff, I mean, ain't no sense of you buying a $1,500 purse and you can't take it out with you when you have dinner. Because even when we were there, we had dinner. We went out to an expensive restaurant. They told us don't put your phone, your keys, by the table because somebody can just walk up and take it. Mm-hmm. So they had a certain place where women put their purses, and we put my cell phone or my keys, everything in the purse inside the restaurant. So you had to worry about anybody running off taking it. It was just a safety thing. And more stuff costs and high inflation hits us. I'm telling you, the problem is going to get worse. It's at 61% now. No telling what it's going to be 6 months from now.
I'm so happy we are in the top 10 safest countries. Mm-hmm. That's all I have to say about that.
But we're in the top 5. We're number 3 right now.
There you go.
Number 3.
And then I said, true, Tina people would warn us not to go far from our resorts. Yep. She said, I agree. We love Portugal, the peace and safety, all that is priceless. It is. Because like I said, the one thing you can't get back is your life. So if you're thinking about relocating, of course, money is a huge driving point and factor, yes, right? Cost of living. I get it. Mm-hmm. But the cost of living in the videos that you're watching from way back when is not the cost of living and the prices of this new world we're living in. And we all know it because that's what's driving you. Let's be honest. What's driving you to get out of the U.S.? The fucking cost of living.
Cost of living.
That's what it is. So if it's the cost of living and you're already tired of being raked over the coals, mm-hmm. why would you go somewhere that's going to rake you yet again over the coals? Not to say that some parts of Portugal are any better because, hey, let's face it, Lisbon, Porto, Madeira, they're going to rake your ass over the coals. It's expensive.
They wait for you to come.
Yeah, they're waiting for you. They're waiting. But that's why you have to, I cannot say this enough, do your due diligence. That is what this nice little computer that you're watching us or phone that you're watching us or iPad that you're watching us on, that's what it's for. Look it up. Be, knowledgeable. And like we said, if all else fails and you need help even more than that, do a consultation because I am brutally honest on that consultation. It's no holds barred. I got you and me on a phone. I'm going to say whatever, because you might have a fantasy in your head, but I need you to be realistic because if fantasy does not meet up with reality, you know what I'm saying? That's the first thing somebody's going to blame you about.
Right.
So before I get into anything else, let's take a pause.
Okay. Take a pause for the cause.
You're going to have a sip of wine. And you're going to tell them what they should be doing.
What you guys should be doing is doing a consultation. So you can get the accurate, right information. We won't tell you one thing and tell you something different. We won't tell you that it's as safe as it was than when we were out there. Yeah. Because things have drastically changed.
They have changed.
So things are slightly different.
Right.
Thumbs up, you guys. Mm-hmm. Let us know where you guys are from. And I hope you guys are getting ready to have a wonderful holiday. You just got a budget. Play it safe. Play it smart. Don't go broke.
Yeah.
Trying to buy up all these toys for these kids. They're going to tear it up anyway. So
you know what?
2 days after
invest money for your kids. That's what you should. That's the greatest gift you can teach your children and give your children. Teach them how to invest. Teach them how to get out of generational debt and problems. Teach them how to be, like we say, trailblazers. Mm-hmm. And like Jose mentioned, think outside the box. That's the best gift you can give your children. I don't care what age they are.
And we say think outside the box. We just don't be saying just relocation.
Right.
But that's also your finances. When you think outside the box, you're thinking about your finances, you're thinking about your health, you're thinking about your safety. All this stuff happens when you start thinking outside the box. It ain't just one subject, people. Yeah. It's a lot of things that contribute. Even the groceries that you buy at the store. Because I tell you what, you're going to eat a lot healthier here than you do in the United States.
Yeah.
A lot healthier.
And a lot of that stuff that we talk about in a lot of our videos that's why I highlight so many different places that we try and we go to and things like that. And in consultations, we get into a lot of private conversations about what we do on a daily basis, what we found, where we go, because when you get that real true boots on the ground, some of the people like you got Jose and Nena that have been here, or the couple from the DR that have been here. Now they're getting to know people. They're getting to know places. They're learning on themselves. They're telling us stuff we didn't know, because that's what it is. It takes a village, and you learn when you really, truly go local. We used to say that in the DR too. Don't live locked up in a community just of expats.
Yeah.
They'll take all your money.
We never.
And with the prices going up like that, I mean, can you really afford? You really need to be thinking about your money. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you might need to get with the locals, because the locals know where it's at.
You better believe it.
The stores, they know things. When it came to Christmas, I was online and looking, and I just happened to find this place that was like, if Bed Bath & Beyond was outlet all the time, and it's out here.
Mm-hmm.
It's right here in Lyria. It's like minutes from our house.
It's huge.
And the prices are freaking phenomenal. And I see things like that in the consultation. You don't have to spend a lot. You'll spend more money trying to drag crap from the US than you will buying it here.
And also not just that, but also not just material stuff, but also we found a good butcher shop not too far from my house the other day. And we couldn't believe the meats. And the fresh meats that we got from this butcher. I could not believe it.
Seen I called it Tyrannosaurus Rex, but the T-bone that I made for us the other day, it literally was a 2-pound, just beautiful cut, marbleized. Oh my God. It was, whew.
I look at that big old.
Javier's here. Hi, Javi.
Hey, what's up?
Oh my God. Every bite of that thing was good.
I said, who gonna eat this big old thing? This thing is bigger than my body. You know what I'm saying?
It was you and me for dinner and you and me for breakfast the next morning. That's how much that steak.
I mean, it's nothing like just, having your own local neighborhood butcher. So you just go into the store and buy it at the store, everything's frozen. I like fresh meat because it's good for you. It's healthy for you. Yeah. And you know what? Save you a few bucks.
And he does aged. And when he ages his meat, he ages it for, he says, 30 to 50 days, right? So, and he's got older, but you can get a nice aged 30-day steak from him. And it's less than $20 a kilo. So that's less than $20 a pound, less than that. So I'm down for that.
I'm definitely down for that too.
It was almost 2 pounds. It was like amazing. Goodness.
I can't imagine how much these prices will cost in the States for a cut like that. I just can't believe it. And they also deliver.
Yeah.
They deliver. We ain't got to leave. We don't have to leave from my house. They'll deliver. Now, also, I want to say this before I forget. I'm going to do a video of my brand new teeth.
He's so proud.
I'm so
happy
proud
for him, but he's so proud.
This is not false teeth.
And they're not from the DR.
And they're not from the DR.
Although your braces were.
Yeah, my braces were, but I got them off. But you know what? Ain't my smile pretty?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing no worse than jacked up. You know what? I'm telling you.
Jose said, nice smile.
My dentist would tell me, he said, okay, now take that mask off and get out there and smile for the world. I said, I tell you what, much as I paid for this, you better believe I'm smiling for even the president. I smile at the moon.
Lord. Now you were talking about.
We're gonna do a video on that though, so I'm gonna let you know how my teeth was before and after, because basically I just finished up last week.
Yeah, it took a
the
long
finished
time.
product. So we're going to show you guys pictures. It's gonna make you cry, but the finished product is always better than where I started from. So okay, so what you saying, man?
Wait, then I said, you bring the steak now, we can have it with your new teeth. Yes, that's literally the first. That's why we had the steak, because it was like congratulations. Because I was like, wow, I've been waiting so long to eat steak with you. Yeah, that's why we made the steak. But you were talking about the scandal that we've been hearing, because we watch NBC nightly news like almost all the time. Sometimes I need a break because I just can't take it. But I've been seeing a lot of news lately the last couple of days, and I brought it out to you because I had the articles about
the FTX, how all these people lost all their money in crypto. Now, I mean, we've been trying to tell people, trying to warn people about this whole thing, this whole situation. And you know what? I'll tell you what. If it sounds, listen to these words that are coming out of my mouth. If it sounds too good to be true, guess what? It's a scam and it's fake.
Well, if it's too good to be true, it is. So I always say, I go, whenever you're talking about money to me, never use the words fast and easy, because I tune out. I'm in for the long game. I believe in long-term investments, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, yes, I may take a little risk, but in the end, it's long-term, because when you put the money in, you know, I don't need it. So I want it to really burn and earn, right? So I said, the minute I heard crypto, I was like, because let's face it, once you've heard about crypto, it's already been through all the people who really made money from it.
Right.
Because the insiders get in the beginning. Now, unless we have somebody on here that's an insider, we're not them. Okay. I'm just talking to us. We're not the insiders. So by the time you hear about it, or it's a buzzword, or it's on a, you know, TV channel, or it's on MSNBC, it's already been used. It's already burned. The bubble has already bursted. If you're on some of the other guys, and I'm going to use this again, some of the other YouTubers in DR, and when they were talking a few years ago about crypto, and I'm like, so you're going to tell me about investing money from your busted rental that you change every few months, but you've been out here longer than me in the DR, and you're still at this level, and you haven't gone nowhere. You barely travel. You don't really have nothing, from what I can see, except a dusty laptop that you're doing your videos on with poor quality, internet.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to tell me about what I should invest in, and you're going to tell me about crypto. I'm good. Thank you. Because like I've always said, if I'm the smartest person or the richest person in the room, then I need to get up and go to another room. As you should. You should always look to those who have really done well. Ask the pertinent questions, but then I always say, don't listen to us and don't listen to them. Always do your due diligence. Always look into things, you know? And if they say fast and easy, run, Forrest, run as fast as you can, because that's an illusion to take the money from you. And it's going to be fast and easy for them to make the money, because they're getting their finder's fees for getting you in the door to invest your money like a dummy. Just saying.
So we got some professional basketball players that's in trouble.
Yeah.
We got Mr. Tom Brady in trouble, and everybody else that was doing this big old scale. And even a guy that was over at the CEO, he filed bankruptcy. I said, wait a minute now.
I mean, because he's protecting his
assets.
You're
making billions of dollars, and you filing bankruptcy? Where'd the money go? Where did it go?
He wants to keep it all. That's why.
It ain't went to my pocket.
That's
so
why.
That's terrible. So all these people, they got heat on them right now. They got heat. If you ain't a billionaire, they come and take everything you got. So you just got to be careful. That's all.
So Nelson said, question for you. How many pastel de natas do you eat a day? Honestly, we hardly eat them now.
Yeah, really.
We're so rich. Like, you got to watch it. And then he says, have you been to a Benfica game yet? No, we haven't been. I don't. This is terrible, but I don't get into, maybe I will, but I haven't gotten into soccer yet.
Well, you know,
football.
We heard somebody got stampede the other day, had a big game. I forgot where it was at, but down it, they're serving them more beer there. So the rules are changing now. But you know what? I guess we'll get around to going, you know, we stop traveling, but we can ready to take another big trip now.
Theodore said, just woke up from a nap. He's still in the DR.
Okay.
How's that treating you, Theodore? I hear the prices in that crime is insane. And Nelson said, Eric, say cheese.
Cheese.
Neil says, yup, on that fast, easy money. It's fast and easy for those peddling that stuff. Exactly. Because a million people will ask you to sit in on our crypto, thing, and come on, sign with my person. Look, unless you're showing me your bank account shows me that you have, and not crypto money. I'm talking, I always want to know liquid. I'll throw my cash on the table. You throw your cash on the table. Who's liquid? Because liquidity is the only currency that matters, especially when you're in a bind. That's it. So that stuff. And
there's no worse, guys, than being wiped out for the holidays. Okay, people had money
wiped out in retirement. That's what I'm talking about.
It's terrible.
Did you work all that to save all that? And then they took their whole savings and they take their whole savings and they hand it over, and then they're wiped. Like that guy that was on, I told you he was on NBC,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "Oh, I put in 150,000. I thought it was going to be, like he thought it was going to be lifelong money for his grandchildren." And he was like, "I have nothing." I was like,
wiped out.
No, absolutely.
I mean,
not.
it's just
not me, sis.
So everybody that come this way, and we, they ask us, we've had some people ask us in consultation, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And I told one of my sons, I said, listen, run for the hills. I said, you'll be better off going to the casino and drop some coins in that. If you just want to give your money to something, you know what I'm saying? Just throw it in the casino, at least you'll get something back, if you know what you're doing. But for the most part, people put their life savings, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, to get it all gone.
And just like when people say, should I move and this and that, we say, do you do recap? Do your due diligence, look at what you are thinking about moving, because that's a huge move. Let's be real.
Yeah, it is.
To move, to relocate, it costs a lot of money. It's a big startup. So if you're thinking about moving, look at those facts and figures. And when you hear all these people attesting, as somebody did right here on the comments, scroll up and see on how high and how crazy the DR has gotten since we left and after COVID. And then when we looked up facts and figures, and it tells me that the inflation is at 8.6% in the Dominican Republic. When it tells me that consumer prices are on steady increase and have increased 0.29% over the last previous month. When they're telling me that the interest rates have risen 25 base points and it is now at 8.5%, you got to sit there and take a realistic look on, is this a good move for me?
Yep.
Financially.
Yeah.
Then that's not even, then you roll in and it's like, okay, well, maybe it's still a good move because that's how much I want to live in the Caribbean with the hot weather. So let's say that's you. Cool, because not everything's for everybody, right? But what about your life? What about your safety? Because those things, you can't get them back. So now we're talking violent crime has risen, right? And they're saying it's armed robbery and it's homicide. That's a huge thing. That's huge. We're not talking the U.S. because sometimes the U.S. and the State Department and all that put fear in people, and they say, "Oh my God, don't go there," because they were doing that when we had the problems with the alcohol and everything with the people in the DR, right? Mm-hmm. But we're talking in the DR. They're saying, "Oh crap, violent crime is up." You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, armed robbery is up. Homicide is up for us. What are we going to do when they start panicking? You need to panic.
Yeah,
because they carry guns everywhere, and if they're panicking, shit. You know what I'm saying? That's like you walking into a bank, you see everybody running out. You gonna steady walk in the bank? I don't think so. You gonna run out with everybody else.
And when you see their own people getting robbed, I mean, you came down and go grocery shopping in some places because a lady just got robbed the other day. I mean, she's Dominican lady. Yeah. Went and got some groceries. Two people followed her from the store, robbed her, took her groceries. Broad daylight. They don't even wait till the sun go down. Broad daylight. And by the way, you guys be careful too, because you go on a Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
Go during the day. Be careful. Yeah. Don't go alone. Don't go flashy. Try to take a credit card. Don't have a lot of cash on you. Watch your surrounding, because I'll tell you what, desperate times cause desperate measure, and desperate people are out there watching everything you do.
Or shop online and then watch for porch pirates.
There you go.
And then when you have, back to DR, Mexico at a crime rate of 54%, but then you got the Dominican Republic at 61%. I mean, I'm just saying, all these things right here. And Jose said it best. He says safety and peace of mind has no price.
You can't put a price on it. You cannot put a price on it.
Yeah, you can. We used to say that about living there. We like, look, we live where we live because I sleep so much better knowing that I have this security measure, that security measure, this one and that one. And yeah, I know you're not even getting into my building. So can I lay my head on my pillow and not worry and not have to listen for every bump and every noise? Yes. Until I hear the guy in the front shooting his gun, I know I'm good.
So this is a ghost town here. I mean, for the most part.
Oh, no, I'm talking about in the DR, not here.
Oh, yeah, okay, DR, yeah. The guy got a shotgun. They got 2 or 3 different levels of security just to get into the building. So I
You don't
felt
hear
safe.
nothing here.
Yeah, but you got at some point. I don't care what kind of building you live in. At some point, you got to come out.
Yeah.
At some point, you just can't stay locked up.
Right.
What's the use of living on a beautiful island and you staying locked up in the house all the time?
Yeah, you want to enjoy your life.
You want to enjoy your life.
Yeah.
Travel, do something. But I like to say this: all you guys that's looking to do something different, you want to come this way. Okay. Bear in mind, the apartments are not lasting. 1 out of 5 apartments are not lasting 1 or 2 days because people are coming out here. They're getting the message. They want to be safe. They work their whole lives, come out and get shot at, robbed. They're coming out here in numbers. So if you're going to come, get on a good foot because we got out here at the right time, the right season.
Yeah.
If you're going to come, consultation, whatever, and come out here because I'll tell you what, the way things are going right now, you ain't gonna hardly be nothing left. Because we got to wait for them to build up.
So what he was saying is you flew past that, and that was very important, but you flew past it too quick. 1 out of 5 apartments is getting rented within 24 hours. Again, 1 out of 5 apartments, 1 out of every 5 is getting rented and off the market within 24 hours.
Hotcakes.
And that has happened because literally, like some of the places that, like the one that we showed and we did a video on in Cascais, she had multiple offers and people competed, and then it was gone. We went out, saw another place, it was gone. Went to another place, they thought it was gone, but they ended up having to re-rent it because the people didn't go through. But that's how it is. A lot of places have gone. Now, where is this happening? It's mostly happening in your Lisbon area, right? Metropolitan. It's happening in Porto. It's happening in Madeira and Faro, all that. But so Algarve, you have to really be cautious of where you're looking. Central Portugal is not moving like that. Like we said, the couple came out here, they bought a house, but they looked at rentals and they said, well, for those rental prices, we could just buy a house. So people are buying, they are renting still in Central because the prices are dropping too. A little bit. We're seeing a 2%, sometimes 4%, sometimes 5%, 6% drop in rental prices because people don't want to live in Central, which I think Central Portugal is beautiful. And you got the whole coastline right there. We've got the most coast, so I don't get that. But
I'm happy.
There's a lot of people that want that big city. They're like, oh, well, I don't want to buy a car because in Central Portugal, you're absolutely going to need a car. So if you guys have any questions, that probably answered a big question right there. In Central Portugal, you're going to need a car to get around. If you're in Lisbon, obviously you can take public transportation, but what are you paying for that convenience? The price you're going to pay in Lisbon, you might as well take that money, come to Central Portugal, get yourself a house out here or rent a place and freaking buy a car. You would save more money.
And you could do it.
And you own a car. There you go.
And you could do it for $1,500, both of them.
Because that's ridiculous. I'm not going to go and spend $2,400 for a place in Lisbon, right? And it'd be small and it'd be in the middle of a crowded ass neighborhood and, noise and all that stuff like that. And then I go, oh, well, but there's public transportation. Okay, well, I got to fight with everybody on the train, fight with everybody on the bus, fight with everybody on the little, what are those trolleys and all that? No, absolutely.
And deal with the tourists because most of the tourists go to Lisbon. All the flights going to Lisbon. That's going to the tourist spots.
Yeah.
Other than the ones that's going to the south, which is Algarve, all the ones going to the north in Porto. So, I mean, take your choice, take your choosing. But remember, wherever you choose to relocate, remember, it's all going to affect your consultation, number one. And number two, it's going to affect
when you're doing it's
going to set your residency.
Yeah. Because some people, just because they're all going in a concentrated area, they're trying to push people to other areas. And those people are getting their residency quicker and easier. And,
and you don't want to get turned down. After waiting all this long time to get your passport, and they tell you that this area is overpopulated, try again next time. That's disappointing. So you don't want to go through that route. So
Nana said, I do understand buying in Portugal is a forever now. Renting is a convenient way to go. Do you agree? So here's, it's something I discuss in consultation because it has factors that go in there. Your age, the amount of income or money you're willing to put towards this house. Those are all going to be factors out here that they wouldn't be a factor in the US, right? Because it runs a little differently here. So for us, because we like to be able to move when we want. If we see another area that we want to spend time in, because we like to spend time in different places. Centrally located now, we love it, but who's to say that would be forever? So that's why we rent. And we have the car, so we can go anywhere. Like, we can get in the car and go anywhere in Europe if we want. So I like that. So renting right now is a convenient way for us, but it might not be for you or someone else. And that's why we say it really depends. That's why we do the consultation. I ask lots of questions like that. Jose said Central Portugal is beautiful and all the services are right within minutes. Yeah, because you can go from place to place to place. There's so many municipalities. And Javier said armed robbery has gotten a little out of hand. A little.
Wow, I tell you what.
I would say it's a little bit more than a little, but that's just me.
I tell you
crazy.
What, if I was moving back,
crazy
I was moving back to DR next week, then I would need you to buy me a Bluetooth vest.
So
for
here's
Christmas,
the question.
I don't need one.
So this is what I'm going to ask you, because we all know Kirby loves his DR. If we were just now retiring, and if we knew all those facts and figures on how much it costs to live there and what the crime has gotten, would you have chosen the DR to go to?
No, I would have looked somewhere else. I would definitely look somewhere else.
Okay.
That just made a lot of sense, because you know what? If I'm going to not be safe, I'm out to stay right there in Vegas, okay? Because just like the other day, I think it was in Iowa somewhere, you have 4 college students that got gutted like pigs, and they don't find out who. They don't even know who did it yet.
That's so sad.
So I mean, somebody's going to be missing their loved ones, the young teenagers, those young early 20s, that just getting ready to graduate and everything. Somebody just killed innocent for nothing, no apparent reason, for nothing. So you start thinking about this. You think about the murder. You think about what's still happening in Haiti. You got to be careful if you go on that route too, because there's a lot of stuff going on there. Civil unrest.
I never had a desire. Did you? I never had a desire to go see Haiti.
But you got some people that do. They want to go visit. They want to get a hotel room. But soon you get to the airport and you get into a private car, get ready to have roadside stops, and everywhere you stop, they're gonna charge you. So I mean, just it's your world. So you got to deal with it. But we're just gonna give you some information so that you can take that risk in your own hands.
So if you guys have any questions, you've got 5 minutes to ask me anything you want to ask me. We'll answer some questions and then we out of here, because I got some wine that needs to be drunk. It is Saturday night. It's time to kick back.
And I'd like to give you guys wish you a happy early Thanksgiving Day.
Yes. Happy Turkey Day. And we're actually going to, a lot of people say, oh, it's that thing out there. Well, we're celebrating it because we still have the couple out here, and we're going to, and hey, that's how viewers become friends. They were viewers. They are now friends and family, and they're going to come over and we're going to have Thanksgiving dinner here. Yeah. So Javi said, I'm in agreement with you guys. Where is the power of any armed robbery is unacceptable. So a little out of hand is really bad. Yes. And Jose said, happy Thanksgiving Day. So cheers to you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys are full of love and full of family and full of food, that it's plentiful, and that you can share it with your loved ones, and that you have a good good time. Alan said, have you guys ever thought about Bali or Indonesia? Absolutely not.
Nope.
Too hot, too humid,
and too far.
Hells to the no.
Way too far.
For vacation, yes.
Yeah, for vacation.
I thought of Bali for vacation, but no, that's it.
The Maldives somewhere, other than that, that's 8-9 hour flight from here.
And Luzito said crime has gone up everywhere, not just DR. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
That's true, everywhere.
But I'll tell you this, we're still, like you said, in top 5 safest countries. So, and the biggest thing here is cybercrime.
Yep. Because I got my phone cloned when I was in the DR too. There's just so many things that can happen, and you have to, you got to practice safety yourself and make sure that you're safe. You got your credit card into some kind of folder or something in your wallet, and make sure that because you go anywhere, even some places in Spain, that's not
You're talking about
pickpocket.
RDIF, readers on your wallets, which that's most of them have that now, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to make sure that you're always watching out for pickpocketers, of course, whenever you travel. And you definitely should always use VPNs. That's why we have one listed underneath the videos for you guys to protect yourselves, because I don't care about nothing. I don't get no money from nobody. Like some of these people, they go, oh, well, I'm representing Surfshark because I get paid. I don't get paid. But I want you guys to be safe. I don't want nobody to get robbed, taken, took. Your vacation should not be a horror story or a cautionary tale. It should be something fun, and it should be full of beautiful memories.
That is true.
That
is true.
Because like we went to New York and remember my sister got pickpocketed. Then that was the cautionary tale about, going on, what was it?
St. Patty's.
Yes. And then, watching out that your backpack's not behind you, it's in front of you. So yes, and I agree 100% with Javier said the whole world needs a little more Jesus.
Got that right.
Got that right. Child, let me tell you.
Absolutely.
That's why out here when people do little things and they're so kind, and like I never take none of that for granted. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. Like a woman out here left her vintage Chanel purse in a taxi. And she had her wallet and everything, and she was like, look, I just let me call these taxis. I can't remember which one picked me up. All I want is my residency card. She wanted her her info and the stuff that's hard to get.
Important documents.
Yeah. She was like, all I want is my stuff in my wallet. Like, they could take everything. I only had $30 in there. I don't care. I just and I'm probably not going to get the the expensive wallet or the purse back, but I just want my cards. And the taxi driver, she was getting to the end of the shift. She was getting panicked. She had called all over for it. The taxi driver gets off work. He drove to her house, knocks on the door. Her husband answers the door like, who's coming at this time of night? And he says, I'm sorry it's so late, but I just got off because, they got to work. So he's like, I just got off my shift. You left your purse in my car. And they're like, oh my God, thank you so much. And he's like, check it. And they're like, what? He's like, check. I want you to make sure everything's in it that's supposed to be in it. And she's like, yeah. Oh my gosh. She said even her 30 euros were in there. And she wanted to give it to him. And he said, no. That's, no. And then he told her, if you want to pay me back, he said, just share my info because I just want to work. That's how people are out here. And then he took like $10 and was like, cool, gas money. Thanks so much. And that's it. Like, I can't even. That's it. All right. So Tamara said to wrap it up here. Niceness of people just gets me. She said there are lots of nice areas in Lisbon and you can still have a car and use public transportation. We bought a house 25 kilometers from Lisbon and have it all. The key is stability. We own it. Yes, but you're 25 kilometers from Lisbon. Like that's when we were looking at Cascais. I loved it because we weren't in Lisbon, So Jose said Sunday message from Eric tomorrow. Amen. It's already uploaded and ready.
Ready to go.
And then I said, thank you both. Tina, you are the original. You say it as it is. Happy Thanksgiving to you both and your family. Now my new family. So cheers to that, you guys. We will see you guys soon. And let's wrap this up. Cheers.
Okay.
You haven't even
I'm just so busy just thinking and being happy that I'm alive and that I'm safe and that I'm happy.
Yes.
And I'm going into Christmas with some brand new teeth.
Thanksgiving. You should be happy for Thanksgiving. You get to eat some food.
Eat some. We ain't going to have turkey, but we're going to have some other stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're having chicken and pork. That's good.
That's good enough.
Something
Hey, long as listen, some people can't even eat. You know what I'm saying? I'll be happy to have an appetite and be able to eat.
Amen.
And smile and look beautiful.
So cheers to that. So cheers. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. We might pop in and do a live with our new extended family. We'll have to see if they're okay with going live with us from our Thanksgiving table to you guys', because sometimes we do that, but usually it's just us two.
Right.
So we have guests we have to consider. But remember to do your due diligence. Remember to look into things, because what was then is not what it is now. Cost of living and all that. Safety.
And we're going to make sure we give you the truth and not a lie or not something you just want to hear to make you feel good. We're going to give you the real deal, Holyfield. So when you get boots on the ground, you'll know what to expect.
And when it comes to things like the company NTX and all that and the scandals that you're hearing now, remember that with crypto and all those other things, consider the sources. So if you guys are listening to people and if they're still talking about that from their broke apartments and their broke laptops, consider the source. Just saying, look into everything, check, because your money is yours and needs to stay yours. So
that's when you're talking about retirement.
amen.
So till the next video.
In the meantime,
safe. In the meantime, between the time, always remember that life is to be enjoyed.
Yes. And as always, you guys make sure to hit that subscribe, hit those thumbs up, hit that notification bell if you want to get notified on videos like this and others. And remember, we always put all information underneath every video. If you guys want to hit us up on a consultation or you want to know about all the other things we talked about, like we have so many links under there for so much stuff that could save you guys so much headaches, problems, and money.
So until next video, peace.